Hi, my name is Rabbi YD Schwartz. I'm the OU-JLIC educator at Boston University, and I'm extremely excited to be partnering with Ma'ayan in order to bring you a journey through Pirkei Avot, character building for modern times. I'd like to welcome you to join us, whether this is your first exposure to Pirkei Avot and you're just getting started with your Jewish learning, or whether this is your 50th time. There'll be something new for everybody, with a different approach. Focusing on the words themselves, focusing on the patterns that we see in Pirkei Avot, the connections between each of the points of the Mishnah, and coming to a global understanding of what each Mishnah is coming to teach us. That there's some character trait latent in the Mishnah, there for us to derive. Have you ever had your own questions on Pirkei Avot? Have you ever looked at a Mishnah and thought, well, I just don't understand something. What does that word mean? What is the depth of that word? Let's delve into one of the Mishnayot in order to better understand a little bit of the approach. Let's look at the phrase Gimilut Chasadim. We have many examples of chesed throughout the Torah, and that may be a familiar word for us. Chesed, kindness. However, most translations of Pirkei Avot begin by saying Gimilut Chasadim, acts of loving kindness. The issue with that is that the word love and acts don't appear anywhere in the Hebrew of this Mishnah. Gimilut Chasadim. It doesn't say Ma'aseh, Ahava, other examples of acts or love. It says Legamel, Gimilut. What does that sound like? Gamal is another word that derives from the same root, to mean camel. So does Legamel, wean. What do these words have in common? To camel, to wean? The idea here is that just like a baby is weaned off of a bottle, and just like a camel is one of the more trainable animals, in the desert at least, is that the idea of chesed isn't simply something that we do. Many of us are familiar with chesed as an action, as a one-time thing, as a wow, we did a chesed. But what Pirkei Avot, at least in this Mishnah, is trying to teach us is that chesed is not a one-off thing. It's not a one-time action. It's an integration into our lives. It requires a training from beginning to end. I don't want to spoil the whole Mishnah for you, but the idea of integration throughout an entire lifetime and development of chesed, a much more mature, a much more sensitive, a much more fine approach. Breaking down the etymology, breaking down the word and understanding what it really means in Hebrew, and trying to build a connection between the various parts of a Mishnah. Most Mishnayot are built with 3, 2, 4 subparts. Torah, Avoda, and Gimilut Chasadim. What's the common denominator? That's a question we'll hear a lot of. What's the common denominator between these three things? And what is the Torah really trying to teach me through this? I hope that this isn't simply going to be a class, but something that you can participate in, and a way for you to develop your own skills in learning, and your own skills through Pirkei Avot and other areas as well, so you can formulate your own questions, and you can formulate your own answers, and really try to make the Mishnayot, and really make Torah your own. When learning Pirkei Avot, and really when learning all of Torah, it's extremely important to take a personal approach. My rabbis have taught me that if the Mishnah doesn't speak to me, if it doesn't speak to you, then we must be not learning it right. There must be something else there for us. Because even when the Torah is talking to the Dayanim, when it's talking to the judges, or even when the Torah is bringing down a pedagogy from Moshe Rabbeinu, it's still doing such in a way that we are meant to derive something from it for our own lives today. I hope you'll be able to join us. Our first class is going to be March 7th, Tuesday night, at 7:45 at Young Israel of Brookline on Green Street. And if you're not ready to commit to the whole series, you can come and join us just to the first class for free. I'm sure you'll get something out of it.